Hello, peoples of YouTube. Welcome back to GC Wrestling Talk. And we are a bit late on this one, but we will be going over the Raw reunion from July 22nd, 2019. And I enjoyed it. I just seeing all the legends, it was great. I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was really good.
So did I. I personally thought it was the best Raw of the year.
I wouldn't give it the best just because the matches weren't really anything, I guess. It was
Okay,
more
maybe I can
of the
rephrase it. It was
appearances.
more. Okay,
The
then this is what I'll
excitement, the
say.
most exciting Raw.
Yeah, it was the most entertaining
Okay, yeah,
with all
yeah,
the
okay,
legends.
yeah. Alright, so to kick off the show, we started with John Cena, and I wrote in my notes, okay, first of all, this was the hardest notes I have ever written in my life, because it was every 3 seconds I had to write something else. It was so difficult.
So action packed, bro. You gotta love it.
So yeah, we started with John Cena. I wrote in my notes, I really did not like John Cena back in the day. Like,
Like not even the Doctor.
no, I liked the Doctor. I liked him up until 2008.
Mm.
And then I felt like he was just getting very repetitive. And then 2013 to 17, I just could not stand him. Like, he had good matches. Like, he had the AJ one and everything. But I couldn't stand.
Mm.
So I do miss him though. Like, there's just something about him. Every time he appears, it's like it gets you in the mood, especially when he cuts a promo.
He's really
So
good at that.
it was a
I
really good way
think
to start the show.
he's definitely up there with some of the best promo makers. Promo
Yeah.
makers. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, but for me, he's always been my favorite. I mean, yeah, you're right. Did get a little repetitive. We kind of knew, his Vince. This is Vince's guy. But
Yeah.
it's still cool, and it was still cool to see. His last title run was into what was it, 2016? That Rumble,
Yeah.
or was
No,
it
it was
or
17. He
2017?
won it after he lost it to Bray
Bray.
in the Elimination Chamber. So it was like end of 16, I think, or end of 17, one of the two.
Mm. But whenever he had his last title run, we were all. It was like we knew it's repetitive, and he's won so many damn titles. We don't need him to win another one.
Yeah.
But him winning his 16th one is just like that's big
It
time.
was it was a big
That's
thing. Yeah.
so. Some things you hate, but I do miss him. He is my personal favorite all time. But you know,
Mine's Jeff Hardy. I don't think that's ever gonna change.
yeah,
It's just
he's a G.
so
What's his update on his injury?
I don't know. It was a knee injury. It's probably gonna be at least another 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, and then he got arrested.
Yeah. It's not his fault. He's just misunderstood. But
Yeah, that's how pussy
after
goes.
Cena came out, he said that we will be seeing Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, DX, Stone Cold, and a lot more. And he did not lie about that. We will get to all that later on. Then the Usos came out. That was kind of weird. I'm like, I didn't expect it, but then we had Jimmy go with the whoa, 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 whoa,
Ah,
whoa, and then they just kept doing that. Okay, quick question: who is your favorite Uso?
Jimmy.
Okay, mine was Jimmy, but it's turning into Jay. I I don't know. There's just something about Jay. He he doesn't talk a lot, and he doesn't usually engage in much, but he's just I don't know. I feel like he's a better wrestler.
Yeah, they're both funny. They're both great.
Yeah,
I mean, if either of the one is your favorite, they're both great. But let's be honest here. They're better as a tag team. And whenever
yeah,
they're together as a unit, it's always hilarious. Even when they were doing their heel time, like that was still fun,
yeah.
you know.
I
So
do want them to have a one-on-one match at one point, like a rivalry. It doesn't need to be
Brother versus
long,
brother.
and then they could just and then they could go back together like a month or two after. But I just want to see that at least once.
That'd be fun.
So, and then Usos kind of tore John down because they wanted the what was it
The
called?
doctor.
Yeah, the Doctor of Thugonomics, and they said he left WWE for the movie business, which is exactly what John Cena said to The Rock back in, like, I don't even know, 2011.
2012.
Yeah, so then John Cena came back in, started doing some rapping, mentioned the Usos mugshots, which was a great line. Oh
That
my
was
god.
fun.
Cena's so good on the mic. And then Usos, before Cena left, wanted to bring out their father, Rikishi. And I'm sad we didn't get to see him dance. That was
One thing that I was kind of upset about.
It was really, like, annoying.
Like, they didn't even dance after. You know what? We'll get to it, but.
Yeah, missed opportunity. So then,
especially with John Cena, that should have been fun.
I know, right? And then Rikishi was getting ready to dance, and the Revival comes out. I'm kind of over the Revival again. I don't know. I'm at least over this rivalry. I don't think they're doing their best work with each other. Because the Usos, obviously, in my opinion, they're the best tag team in the last, like, at least 10 years.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like it's just been too drawn out, in a way.
Tell me why, though. This is the funniest thing. As I'm watching Raw, the dance is about to start. I'm like, okay, they're about to hit the music. I hear the Revival music, and it's like, say yeah. And I'm like, bro, this music's kind of weird. What are they dancing to? And then I realized, oh, it's the Revival. So I thought this was the music they were dancing to for a minute. I was like, it's kind of weird.
We go hard all day, all night.
I was like, what the fuck?
So, yeah, that would be weird. And then we saw the Revival join forces with Devon. I thought it was going to be Bubba Ray, too, but he's retired. So, I don't know. That would have been sick if both of them would have come out. And Spike Dudley. Oh, my God.
Chill. You know Bubba Ray Dudley works for Ring of Honor?
No, he retired now.
No, did he retire for sure?
Yeah, I think it was like early 2018.
Hmm.
So, yeah, one of the best tag teams as well. And we had Booker T on commentary, and then this interference led to the first match, which was Revival Usos. If you want to talk about that, you can.
Yo. Well, first I want to say, how the fuck did Booker T agree to being on commentary with Corey Graves again?
I know, and they shook hands.
Yeah. I swear there was an interview where I saw Booker T say, the next time I see Corey Graves, I'm gonna beat his ass or some shit. I was like, yo, chill out.
He's a professional. He knows what to do.
Yeah. That was funny, though. I was just sitting there like, bro, Corey Graves did not say anything stupid.
I was waiting for that moment where he would, like, take a dig at Booker and just piss him off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, I thought to start this, I thought Rikishi and Devon were in the match.
I know, me too. I was sad.
I was like, yo, let's go. Alright, this is gonna be kind of fun. And then they weren't. I was like, bruh. Because they were on the apron and everything, so I'm like, alright.
I'm like, okay, they're not gonna start, but they're in it.
And I was like, damn. They jumped instantly to the ground. They're managers. It's tragic.
Yeah. So sad.
But, again, like you've been saying, this wasn't anything great. I mean, they haven't been doing the best work like you've been saying. Basically, the match starts off, and instantly goes into Jay getting destroyed by the Revival. A lot of just classic tag team moves to hit Jay down. And then Jay finally gets the opportunity. As soon as he gets the opportunity, he goes to the side of the ring and tag Jimmy. Jimmy gets the hot tag. Why do they do hot tags? So, like,
it's every tag team match. It's literally every single tag team match. One person gets destroyed, and then he gets a counter, tags in, and then that guy goes ham for like
Hot
almost
take.
the rest of the match.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's different. But I don't know, like I said, Jimmy. Who do you think right now? Who do you think is better in ring between the Usos, Jimmy or Jay?
I think Jay. No, I don't know. I just think Jay has a better look to him.
I mean, they're brother twins. Come on.
I know, but like his haircut, I like better, and he just like
The shorter one.
I
Yeah.
think he's stronger than Jimmy. I think they both agreed to like they both said that was true in an interview.
And Jimmy is weaker.
Yeah, but Jimmy's funnier. I'll give him that. He's a lot funnier. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about Jay recently. He's standing out to me.
Jay in person.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was the up down down championship, but
That was fun. Have you seen the new one?
I
The
have
new
not.
champion? No. Okay.
I'm behind. I gotta catch up on it.
Hurry up, bro. That shit's funny as hell. But anyway, back to the match. Did you catch what Scott Dawson yelled at Rikishi though? I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell either. I was trying to figure it out, but he was saying
Yeah,
like
I couldn't.
step back, like move over or something like I don't remember exactly, but he was just saying like
Being a beach, you know,
yeah. Heel work again.
it'll work. But anyway, they're super kicks galore, like in every Uso match. It's
Yeah.
become custom, you know. But I want him to do something different, just really different. Like I want him to like hit a super kick out of the air, or something like that. Like
Yeah, just change it
Yeah,
up a bit.
you know, yeah. I wish it wasn't just a regular or super kick, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Do it like Sean used to do it, you know. So, but super kick, and then obviously into the splash. Usos get the victory. I think this is I would say, definitely one of my least favorite matches on the card.
There was I would say it's one of the better ones just because I felt like the other ones just either went less than 2 minutes or had false finishes, I guess.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean it was okay. The starting segment to start the show was good. The match was again. We've seen this like how many times? 4 times in the last like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm over it. I want the Usos to win the title at SummerSlam and then move on. I want to see them versus War Raiders or Viking Raiders. God damn it.
Come on, man. Viking Raiders.
I'm sorry. It's a custom.
Know the new name, bro. It's shit, but know it.
So yeah, I want Usos to win the title. I'm assuming they're gonna have a match at SummerSlam. Probably on the
I
pre-show.
don't see it. Yeah.
So
Another 2 out of
yeah.
3 falls match, you know.
Don't do that. No, I'm okay without that.
Hey, if the Revival can go back to the classic 2 out of 3 falls match that they had with DIY,
Oh my
they can
god.
make it happen on that.
That's not gonna happen
What?
on the main roster until Triple H fully takes over, though.
That's true. So they're not gonna have that match on the pre-show. Either.
Oh, speaking about Triple H and NXT, what are your thoughts on AEW being at the same time as NXT on Wednesdays?
I'm actually. Are you gonna watch? Are you gonna now that it's on TNT? Do you have TNT? I don't know if you do.
I might. I don't know.
Have you ever seen NBA on TNT with Chuck and stuff on your TV?
I have I watch Fubo, so I don't know if it has it.
I see.
I don't have like regular cable.
Mm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, well,
We'll
I
find
have
out.
I have TNT. I was thinking about giving it a watch.
I probably will. I'll tune in. But did you see that NXT might move to Fox with SmackDown?
Yeah.
So if that
Might get too
happens
big.
and they're at the same time with Fox and TNT, it's Wednesday Night Wars right there.
Between AEW and NXT. That'll
Yeah.
be.
I
That'll be fun.
especially if NXT goes 2 hours, I think and live, I think they'll freaking. I think they'll get the ratings. Because NXT is
Yeah.
the show everyone wants to watch in WWE, but
Yeah.
the regular show
We
kind of
gotta-
sucks because it's only an hour.
They kill it in that hour though.
They do, but it's just they have like what 100 to 115 people, and only like 7 appear each week.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, if they get that 2-hour slot on Fox, it'd be cool. On Wednesdays.
so
Definitely,
what are your thoughts on the match? What's your rating?
Again, like I said, I'm one of the worst, one of the bottom matches for me. But
Yeah.
I'll still give it a 2.5.
I'll give it a 2.75. Actually, what did I give it last week? I think it was better than their match last week, even though it was shorter, because there wasn't like any botches.
Mm.
I'll give it a 2.75. Yeah, why not?
Mm.
So, moving on after that match, we went backstage. Okay, can we talk about the fact that Alicia Fox was in the Legends bracket?
Yeah, I was confused.
Isn't she still on the main roster?
Yeah,
Why'd she come out with the Legends at the end?
I don't know. I mean, she's been working with the company since what? For a while.
It's been like
The first
10
time I ever
years,
saw her
but
was like,
I haven't seen her since like Nikki Bella was Divas champion.
okay, calm down there.
It's been
But like, still, I don't think she's a legend. You know?
she won one championship and like lost it. Like,
I think
soon.
it's because they needed people. But that kind
They
of people
needed
probably got-
people. Did you see how many people they had?
Yeah.
They filled the whole stage.
I don't
So
know.
either way,
I don't know why she was there.
yeah.
I mean, I don't hate
Alicia
her,
Fox
but-
was with, and also she was with Dana Brooke. Like she's on the main roster, so I'm assuming Alicia is too. Because she didn't really get a pop, so.
Mm.
I don't know. Okay, so Alicia Fox and Dana Brooke were backstage. Then we saw Caitlyn for the first time since she retired, right? I don't think she's
Retired?
appeared.
It's not the first time. Technically, it's the first time back on the show. She's not. Well, I guess she did retire, but not really.
She did retire. She put a YouTube video on it.
Why no? But she didn't officially, because she came back for the Mae Young Classic.
She competed?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
I didn't either, but I know she competed.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. False alarm. And then we got Torrie Wilson, which, I mean, we saw her at the Hall of Fame. We saw her at the Royal Rumble. It's good to see Torrie, one of the better females in the last, when she start, like last 15 years?
Yeah.
She
so,
had
5.
more charisma than I feel like almost every female wrestler.
Yeah. I like her.
So it's good to
It was
see her. And we got Santino. Oh, this
My
one made me
guy.
so happy. I missed him so much. And then they talked
He's
about
really
his
good.
little thing, and then he looked very scared, but it was just his cobra that they were talking about. And
Yo.
we saw the cobra, and it got interrupted by Drew McIntyre. I so wanted him to hit Drew McIntyre with the cobra. Oh my goodness. And then Drew McIntyre just like stands there. He's like, what the hell?
Who are you? And walks to his match.
Yeah. Ah, that would have been great. So we got a recap. Oh, continue. My bad.
For me, it kind of sucked for me that Santino wasn't a part of the 24/7 debacle that happens
I
tonight.
know, that would have been
or
so
on the show.
funny. He hit
So-
Drake Maverick with the cobra.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been
But
great.
I just wish he would have been a part of it. It would have been so much fun. I mean, I'm not saying that what happened wasn't fun, but
Yeah.
I feel like with Santino, it'd be so much more fun.
Very true, very true. So, speaking of the 24/7 championship, we got the segment from Comic-Con where R-Truth was being interviewed and Hurricane came in. And he tried to go for a roll-up. He missed. He stood up and he just ran away. I'm like, what the hell? And then Drake Maverick tried to pin him. And then R-Truth kicked out, and he ran away, and Drake looked very sad in his banana suit. What is happening with WWE right now?
You don't like my guy, Banana Suit Drake?
It's so weird. And then we had, I think it was Carmella, R-Truth, and then Drake Maverick's wife, Renee? Is that her name? I think it's Renee.
I think so.
And R-Truth said he almost got tricked because penguins are second cousins to chickens.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then Drake Maverick got the roll-up, got the title. That was the first title change of the night. And he just ran with it. He ran to the locker rooms or to try to leave the stadium, I guess. And that would unfortunately not happen. So after that, we got the Godfather appear, which was kind of weird. The way he appeared was kind of weird.
Just a backstage interview, you know?
Yeah, I like how he did the whole train but didn't say it because they're still PG.
Yeah.
And then the fans filled in for that. That was good.
The whole train. Oh, one of the best. And then, what was the interviewer? Who was the interviewer? I forget the interviewer.
Charlie?
Charlie, that's right. And then she's just dancing.
Yeah.
In the spot for the whole. I'm just like, okay. She knows what she's doing.
The significance behind it.
Yeah.
So, from there we go on to our second. Okay, can I call it a second match? No, right? We go on to. I'm gonna say the second match because it was supposed to be. It was Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander in a rematch from the previous week when Cedric won. So, this match didn't actually, happen.
Start.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre assaulted Cedric on the outside. He got some nice, posts, or, the ring post hits, and then some stairs, and then that, what does he call that move where he, holds his legs over his shoulders and then flips them? Oh, I forgot what it's called.
Which one are you talking about?
Oh, I don't, you know which move I'm talking about, right?
No, that's why I said, what are you talking about?
I thought you said I know what you're talking about. It was the one where he has Cedric's legs over his shoulder and then he flips them and he face plants. And he hit the ring apron. I don't know what it's called,
Yeah,
but that looked nasty. It was, his chest bounced off of the apron. It was, I mean, again, making Drew look strong. I like that, but it made Cedric look kind of weak because he didn't even get a punch in. But understandable.
Right now,
can't really rate this. Continue.
I can't. That was 0.5 stars. But what are they doing with Drew? Are they?
I have no idea.
Where's this leading? I kind of can't see where this is going.
Absolutely no
Kind
clue.
of I'm hoping at this point there's no title matches left for him. So hopefully this leads to the Undertaker match that we were talking about.
I can't see this leading to it though. There hasn't been any mention about him. I don't know.
Pardon the interruption, but Jimmy Uso got arrested in Florida.
Again?
Yeah.
Are you joking?
No.
Didn't he just get arrested a week ago?
Yeah.
Can he stop drinking?
I don't even know what he got arrested for. I was just opening up YouTube and it says Jimmy Uso arrested in Florida. I was like, bruh.
Wait, it just happened again?
43 minutes ago, apparently. He got arrested for a DUI. What the...
Again? Can this man stop drinking?
Damn it, how does he still have his license?
How is he...
This man gotta chill.
Oh my god. This could be a serious problem.
Yeah, what?
It keeps happening. They need to give him rehab or something. I don't know what he needs.
Bro, what are you, I'm fine with him drinking and stuff, but what are you driving for? What are you doing?
clearly he can't handle it too, because it's happened like 3 times in the last year.
My man struggled.
GC Wrestling Talk. We bring you live news as we're doing recaps.
Hell yeah. The recaps maybe not be on time, but the news will be.
That's crazy. So, yeah, okay. After that, we go backstage. Drake Maverick's making a run for it, and he has his bag is full of worms, and then the Boogeyman, who we haven't seen for, I think, 3 years? Since Royal Rumble a few years ago? 3-4 years?
Yeah. Been a bit.
And I was hoping Boogeyman would win it, but it didn't really fit his character. So we got Pat Patterson instead. That was great. That was my next choice. So
Honestly, though,
how old is Pat Patterson? Hold on. Is he the oldest?
No,
he's the
50
oldest.
what?
He is not 50 something. He's like in the 70s.
70 something.
Is he the oldest WWE champion of all time? I would assume so. He's 78. Yeah, that would be the oldest.
That makes sense. He's been wrestling for a while. Did you know he's gay?
Yeah, I did know that.
I didn't know that. I didn't watch Legends House.
I didn't
He
either,
said it on there.
but I saw it on Google once.
Yeah, that's tragic.
But
Bro, I just had my phone. Where did I put?
so he
lost my
won
phone.
the 24/7 championship. We go back to the main stage. There's so much happened in such a little time. I forgot to start the next match. It's been like 5 minutes. My bad, guys. So
They're just watching that.
just the revival standing strong.
Yeah.
We moved on, and we had Christian, who I seriously miss, man. Captain Charisma. Nobody matches him. I couldn't really focus on what he was saying in commentary, though. Because, like, I don't know why. I just really didn't hear anything he said, which kind of made me sad because I was really excited about seeing him.
It was kind of funny because did you notice that when who was announcing it wasn't this match wasn't Lillian, I know that, right? That would have been where is it?
No, it was the.
Yeah, it is.
Was it?
It is. She announced the Viking Raiders, yeah. This is the one where
okay,
Lillian
I didn't
did
write that down. My bad.
It was kind of awkward. Did you notice how he kept talking as she was announcing them?
Yeah, that I noticed.
I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'll leave it be because it's Christian, but like,
Yeah. I'm sad we didn't see Edge. I get he has a family
people,
now.
Hey, Christian mentioned it though.
We should have had a 5-second pose.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie though. I wish when Christian came on, if it was just gonna be Christian, even if Edge would have came, they should have had a peep show or the cutting, whatever it was when they did it together.
Oh yeah,
like
cutting peep show. I don't know what it was called.
Is that what it was?
No, I don't know.
Oh. But I wish if Edge would have came, then they should have done that. If it was just Christian, he should have had his peep show. Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad that he was on commentary, but I would like to see a peep show. That sounds inappropriate.
That would have been great. Instead, didn't we get a Miz TV with who was it, with Seth?
No, that was on Smackdown. That was on SmackDown.
Didn't we get a Miz? Yeah, no, we got a Miz TV with Seth.
Oh yeah.
Seth
We did.
went ham on Lesnar or whatever, and AJ.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We
do
should
you
have
want
got a peep
to
show.
continue? What?
What?
What were you saying?
No, they should have had a peep show.
Oh, okay. I thought there was more to that statement. All right. Would you like to talk about the third match?
Yes.
Okay.
We got still the worst name change in the history of name changes. We have the Viking Raiders.
It's better than Viking
Formerly known as
Experience.
the Viking Experience. Yeah. Should have just stayed the War Raiders. Just because they did a Viking entrance once.
It's disappointing.
And then we have Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins. Still tag team. Still as irrelevant as ever.
Yeah. Zack Ryder had a singles match, and he won it, just to go back here and get destroyed again. Like, why?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Honestly. Zack Ryder He's one of my favorites, like, personally. But he just keeps getting killed.
Yeah. It's
Like, what are you killing? Like, he's not even that bad. Like, he could easily be a mid-carder, as he proved when he won the U.S. title. So,
yeah,
I do
100%.
not understand why they're just killing this man. But, yeah.
It's annoying.
But anyway, so it's very, if you didn't catch it, it's Viking Raiders versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Um, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins know that this isn't going to be an easy match. So they have to, which is weird. You don't really see this, because aren't they the face tag team of this?
Yeah.
So they're like, we're going to attack the Viking Raiders before this, doing their heel tactics. If they could bring, I know the Edge isn't a thing anymore on the show anymore, but just call him the Edge heads again.
Why was I going to say rated RKO?
You know how even if it would, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, you know how perfect it would have been if Christian and Edge were on commentary, or if Christian was on commentary. If they were both on commentary, and then like after the match ended, you know, Edge couldn't do anything, but Christian would come down and then help him out, and then kick the Viking Raiders' booty, and then Christian would come back, and then this would be his return, and then he could come back and have one more world title match, like he was promised and never got.
That would have been fantastic. See, you basically just booked it better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But, yeah, it didn't work. The Viking experience. Viking Raiders hit the Viking experience. And
That was
Viking Raiders
all she
win.
wrote? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, which one's Ivar? Is it the big one?
I think so.
I think
I think
Eric's
Ro's a little. I think Ro's the one that wears the wig when he come out.
Who's Ro? The old school Ro?
Isn't that Ro?
It's Ivar and Eric.
Shit. My bad. I know him as the War Raiders.
I know.
I think
Ro is
Ivar's
Eric.
Eric
right?
Ro? I don't know.
Eric. Was Ro the one,
so.
the skinnier one?
Whichever one was wearing a wig.
I don't know. Okay, they did. The big one was very good in this match. He was very athletic. I think it's Ivar. I'm gonna go with Ivar. He seems like an Ivar, so yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah. Okay.
So rating wise, is it even worth it?
Not really. At this point.
I'll give it a 1. Because it happened.
It was a match. You have to give it a rating.
It filled time. So.
Yeah.
Also took time away from Legends. Yeah, I'm giving it a 0.25. It just pissed me off.
It's a match that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense because the Warriors aren't even going anywhere with this. I mean, it's better than local talent. But like, watch next week. They're gonna instantly be back to local talent.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going with it. And like,
it's just
as we saw later on, local talent did appear, but it was for the most random opponent. Like, there was no need for it at all.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so let's move on. And post-match, we saw Jillian Hall. Thank goodness she did not sing.
Yeah.
That would have ruined it. That would have ruined the whole show. I would have like turned it off. And then Eve Torres was a nice little surprise. Haven't seen her in a very long time.
I like Eve.
I just like how you could tell all these people that came back just really enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
Especially at the end of the show, when they were all just like together.
Favorite part of the show.
Yeah, it was really good. And then Eric frickin' Bischoff, where's this man been?
He said, "I'm back." Well,
on Raw.
Yeah.
Not on my show. But
yeah,
that's what I don't understand. So I still don't know. I don't think he was on Smackdown yesterday.
You know?
But I don't know, because I know he wasn't there the week before this week. Even though he was supposed to start last Tuesday after Extreme Rules. So I don't know what's going on. They might be switching his role. I don't even know anymore. I
Hopefully
hope
not.
not, because I think he could do really good stuff. And he also said he's against the wild card rule, so he would do everything in his power to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, he was on Raw. That's all I got to say there. Then Mike Kanellis. Was Mike talking to Eve?
You talked to all of them. You kind of said that before. You talked, because he was talking about like how
He wasn't talking to Jillian.
he was talking to Eve,
Yeah.
and they were like, and then Maria comes up and she's like, "Yo, what you doing?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, we're just talking to like an old friend, you know, Eve." And then that's classic. And then Eve gives her advice,
On
or
being
gives
a
them advice
mother.
on. Yeah, and then Bischoff gives them advice, and then I forget the third person.
Was there a third?
I think there might have been a third.
No, I think it was Mike Kanellis or Maria tore down Mike again, like for the fourth week in a row, and then Ron Simmons came out
Yeah.
and he hit his little damn.
Damn. But in with Jimmy Hart's megaphone.
Oh yeah, I forgot Jimmy Hart was there. Yeah. Oh my god,
Oh,
there's so much happened. I couldn't even like get everything in the notes. So, post Diam, we had AJ in the club, who are now called the OC.
yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
It's,
Because they're the OC.
I forgot what they said. It's Michael Cole said it stands for. It's like the
The original
OG.
club.
No, but he said like 4 different things after that too.
Yeah, but Michael Cole likes to make things complicated.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I still like them, but the name I don't know. Don't like it. When they came out and they're like the OC, I'm like this sounds like Spirit Squad all over again.
Yeah. I don't know why they couldn't just call him the club.
Yeah,
What's the problem with that?
I don't know.
The original club.
Let's call them the AJ Club. If you can't get
Yeah.
licensing for the club.
I don't know why they can't. They should just get like AJ Styles to get the. You should get AJ to do it because we all know just getting those superstars to like ask for it will help them out. Especially since how big of a part AJ was in New Japan. So I don't think there would be any problem if AJ was just to go with them and be like, hey, let us get this.
Yeah, Gallows and
And let us
Anderson
move
too.
this. Yeah.
So
Honestly, Finn should go too because Finn was part of it as well. So it's just like.
Finn is for later's video, but I don't like Finn. He's I don't know. We'll get back to that. So we had.
Oh yeah, speaking of later show, we have a show coming out later.
Oh yeah, an episode later tonight, probably around 7 or 8.
Well, it's not gonna
Eastern.
come out at 7. We're starting live streaming at 7.
Yeah. So around 8
But,
Eastern.
Yeah.
It's 5 Pacific. 4 Pacific. How does it work? 5 Pacific?
I think it's 4.
No, it's 5.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 5. It's 3 hours.
8
8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. There we go. Nailed it.
And then 7 Central.
Yes. Yes. So we went backstage again, and we saw Pat Patterson laying down. I mean, he's 78, so I can't really complain, but it was kind of weird. So we didn't see the pinfall.
Did you have blood coming out of his head?
I don't know. It was.
It looked like it was blood.
Cause he looked so out of it, but then he was like talking to like the air. So I don't know what was happening. And then,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, when he lost it, I didn't know who beat him, but I figured it out later on. It was Gerald Briscoe.
Yeah.
I spelled Gerald wrong. I apologize, Briscoe.
Gerald.
No, it still says Gerald. I just spelled it without the G.
No, that's Gerald, boy.
No. Nah, you're right.
Yes.
So, my favorite part of the show came after this. Kelly, let's go. My favorite. It's my absolute favorite.
She's pretty good.
And then she won it, and she was like holding the title. I'm like, yes, I could get behind this. And she lost it. But
she was the first woman. She's the first woman to hold the 24/7 championship.
So she's a legend, Hall of Famer already. She's so good. She retired at the age of like 26, bro. Like, she didn't even need to continue. She already made her mark. She fought for the world championship.
She fought for.
And then after she won that, we go to Samoa Joe coming out. I can't stand Samoa Joe now. He's useless.
Okay, look, I love Joe. I always believe Joe could be amazing, but right now,
he's terrible.
Joe is being hella underutilized and just like putting him in roles that are just like, you know what, fuck it. He could kind of fit there.
He's in roles which are making him terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We agree. So he said our nostalgia is hurting the WWE and its progress because we keep focusing too much on old school instead of the future like him. So
isn't he like 30 something?
I think he's mid-30s, maybe late 30s. He's been wrestling. He was in TNA back in like 2004, 2005.
I think he was in New Japan too, no?
Before that? Or because I think he went straight from TNA to Impact to no, it was TNA when he left. When did they switch? I don't even know.
They're losing people, so I don't care.
They're barely getting like 1 million per week. I don't even think they are getting that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, well, moving on to Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw. Could you believe that?
Nah, man, that's surprising as hell.
He's a Smackdown guy, and he finally appeared on Raw. Because he's on his actual show every single week. Like, he never misses it.
This is true.
And like, he's never been on Raw, so seeing him was like, what are you doing here? That's crazy.
It was wild. I'm like, bro, what is this? Why is he on Raw?
And then, not only was he on Raw, they gave him an Undertaker entrance. It was so fun. Oh, it was great.
It was legendary.
He took half the show to get to the fucking ring. Oh.
It was, yeah.
Okay, first of all, I like Roman. I actually really like Roman now. But this whole Raw thing is pissing me off. Just stay on SmackDown. You're a SmackDown guy. Just stop.
Yeah. For Monday's show, I think I'll let it pass. Just because it was the Raw reunion.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he is the face, sort of. The face that isn't going to be on SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Which is actually shocking. Unless he gets it. If they give him a handicap with Drew and Elias, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
I don't want that. So, continue, my bad.
I don't know. Once we get to tonight's show, because they definitely, this on Raw, they didn't announce any new matches for SummerSlam, did they?
Yeah, it was all on SmackDown, I think.
Yeah, so there's more new matches on SmackDown, but we'll talk about it when we get to it tonight. But, with how it is right now, if we forget SmackDown, SummerSlam's looking really good right now.
It is.
But
I think it needs some more star power.
And
like
I think with the addition of SmackDowns...
that's true. There might be a legend in a match. Which could be very good.
When we get there, we get there. But if we're talking before SmackDown, the card's looking nice, but you're right. It kind of needs some more bigger names. So, but right now, it's not half bad. It's definitely getting to the point where...
It's a lot different than other shows. It's different people.
I honestly believe right now that if it keeps going in the trend of how it's going, SummerSlam is gonna be better than Mania.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't even like Mania.
You didn't like Mania? I mean, it wasn't my favorite Mania. I won't lie, but
It was one of my weaker Manias.
it's definitely better than last year's though.
Yeah. So I don't know. It should be good. Roman said a really nice line. He said, "You're from the same island. You know what happens next." And that like triggered something in Joe, and then he attacked Roman. It was actually a pretty good beatdown. I mean, they hit the barricades, they hit the steps, the ring post. Like Roman was getting thrown around. It actually looked like it hurt. And then a Superman punch got Joe on the outside. Roman was inside, and then a match was made. And would you like to talk about this match?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
So this match, it's not bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
It was
It wasn't
decent.
bad though. Like I said, Joe should. I mean, we all know Roman's established. We all know Roman's the
The big
guy,
dog.
big dog. Samoa Joe should be up there, but currently not, due to the fact that they don't know what to do with him.
See,
And I don't
Joe
understand
has
how
the
you don't.
charisma, but I don't like his wrestling.
He's a Samoan submission
I
machine.
know,
Come
but
on,
it's all like arm bars and headlocks. Like, just switch it up. At least do some different submissions.
bro. He's like a big Dean Malenko.
I guess.
But I think he could be better. But obviously, there's how many times have we seen Roman Joe now?
A lot.
Numerous. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I mean, it's better than them not having a match because they almost didn't. But still. But anyway. Um. So Roman gets whipped into the ropes, and then what's that? Swear the ring moved, dude. Is the ring stable anymore?
I don't know. It was that was a really good.
It was a strong shake.
Yeah, it didn't look in the replay when it showed it from close. It didn't look like it was that bad, but when it like first happened, I'm like, oh my god, he broke his neck.
That ring moved.
Yeah, it moved so
I.
much.
It was a strong whip. But then we move on to the middle rope dive by Joe. Again, like I've been saying, Joe's like a combination of stars from back in the day. Like I said, he's like a Dean Malenko, but he's also reminds me of like a Bam Bam Bigelow,
Yeah,
just because of how
because
athletic he
he's
is.
athletic. Yeah.
So, seeing these things from him is like, it's not that it's surprising because we've seen it before from big men, but it's definitely like, it's a good part of his style, and it's just fun to see that he can do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, and then we get back to Roman takes control once again, and Roman. I think this is honestly, besides the Superman punch, this is my favorite move that Roman does,
The
and it just
drive-by
seems like,
drop kick.
yeah, the drive-by drop kick. It honestly seems like it hurts, just because like the full force of a guy running across around the whole ring
Yeah.
and then hitting you, or at least most of the time it's half the ring. But sometimes it's around the whole ring, and he just hits you with a drop kick. So it's like it just seems super painful to me. But he
It's a
hits
really good
that,
move.
yeah. And then and this time he was standing. This is the first time I think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, that
The
it
person
made
was
it look
standing.
even more painful.
Yeah. So it was definitely a different. I'm happy that they were able to, because it usually seems like you could do it while a guy's standing, and this proves it. So it's
Yeah.
definitely pretty cool. But then as uh, Joe is in the ring, I believe Roman throws Joe back in the ring. Joe gets up, hits with a spear, and Roman wins the match by pinfall victory. And you wrote here, when's the last time Joe won a one-on-one? Honestly?
It's been a while.
Honestly?
The
I don't
last
think he
match
won.
I remember he won was the 6-man tag, where he made Kofi tap out.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last one-on-one.
It's been a bit. It's been a little bit.
Since Rey Mysterio? No, it can't be since Rey Mysterio.
That was a while ago.
I know, that was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, Joe is on. Please don't. Joe at this point.
They make me lose interest in him, which it sucks. Because I know how good he actually is, because in TNA he was amazing. Like, I actually loved watching TNA back in the day, like, like 2005 to like 2009, 2010. It was great. But, I don't know, like, I just want that Joe back. I don't want this one.
Give him a better opportunity while he gets. Like, this makes no sense. He should have won this match, in my opinion. A Joe Roman match at SummerSlam, I'm fine with.
No, I'm not. Not at all. Not again.
Why not? Oh, not
We
again,
saw their...
but
What match was it? Payback or something? Over the Limit?
yeah.
They've had so many different pay-per-views. That match sucked. It was like 15 minutes of headlocks.
Just give him. I don't know. I feel like it'd be a better opportunity at SummerSlam.
See, the thing is, also, he's gonna be on, what's it called? Smackville? Smackdownville?
Smackville.
Smack Sonya Deville? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's, like, I don't know. We know he's gonna lose, so why is he still there? He's a Raw superstar. Why is he always on SmackDown?
I mean, he'd work better on SmackDown, but he's on Raw.
I don't know. It's just... No words. What would you rate it?
I'd give it a 2.5.
I'll give it a 2. I give it a 2.25. The matches on this Raw sucked. I think all of them sucked.
But personally, I didn't care. I think at that point, when I walked into the show, I wasn't expecting good matches. I was just expecting to see the nostalgia of seeing all these legends. That's what I cared for. If they made that right, if they did that right, I'm perfectly fine with the show.
Okay, yeah, I agree. But I don't know. They could have had at least one like somewhat decent match, but it's fine.
They could have had a Legends. Why couldn't a Legend have fought, man? Not a single Legend was in the ring. I mean, I get it was a reunion, and it wasn't really... They're gonna get in the ring, but, like... Come on, they could have made, like, at least one match.
Yeah.
A Legend match.
So, after this match, we had a Miz TV with Seth Rollins. Miz promoted his Miz and Mrs. show, which I still need to watch. I don't know if it's good. I heard it's really good.
I like it.
Okay, I do need to watch that. It looks pretty good. And then we got the little burn it down that Seth always has. Okay, here's a question. Is the burn it down recorded and it's in the song, or do the fans always make a crap ton of noise?
It's part of the song.
Because I know in Chicago, the fans went crazy. Like, they screamed at the top of their lungs. But I don't think every single spot does that. So I'm assuming they took it from one spot and then, like, from a Chicago or New York or something, and then they put it in the song just to make it louder.
Yeah, it's part of the song, yeah. And the only reason I know this is because I listened to the song.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's great gym music right there. Like, honestly, give it a shot. Like, it's one of my favorite songs.
It is kind of like a hype up song.
Like, it's so fun. Like, it's weird because I've literally listened to this running in the gym. Yes, guys, I run. Wait, only people who are my friends will understand that. But like, just imagine this while you're running.
Copyright.
Yeah, that was 4 seconds. I promise you. But like, just go listen to it, and when the burn it down part goes on, and that beat, and you're running, it's just like for some reason I feel like a monster. I feel like I'm Seth Rollins running down the WrestleMania 31 ramp, about to cash in. It just feels so good. Like I don't know why, but like give it a try. It just makes you feel like a badass. Like I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but like give it a try. It's so much fun.
Yeah, so I don't know how we got so into that, but we go to a recap of the 10-man battle royal that Seth Rollins won the previous week, and then a recap of the mixed tag team match, and then Seth and Miz just started talking. Seth said, what I wrote Brooke instead of Brock. Brock is a Godzilla-looking bastard. That is his quote, not mine. Brock Lesnar, please do not hurt me. And then he also said Lesnar is a Rollins wannabe. And then Paul Heyman came out. He's like, no, don't do that. And then Seth threatens to attack him. He goes up the ring. Paul Heyman's run was hilarious. It was like a little leprechaun trying to run away.
That's hilarious. It's good to see that he's done wrong.
Yeah. He's actually appearing. Like, we know he's doing backstage work, but he's still there every week because of Brock Lesnar. I like that.
Yeah.
So, afterwards, we went... that was the end of Miz TV. We went backstage. Sami Zayn interrupted Charlie Caruso, who was interviewing a bunch of legends. And Rey Mysterio interrupted Sami Zayn, which got the two of them into a match afterwards. And what, Kurt Angle made the match? That was...
Yep.
I don't... Okay. Some things in the show were kind of like... Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But, yeah, okay. So, he made the match, apparently. We go backstage. We see Candice, Michelle, and Molina. Interesting. Because we haven't seen either in probably 7-8 years.
Yeah.
That's been a while. Since like 2009, 2010. And Molina's a referee? Okay. That happened again.
She got her license, bro.
I don't believe it till I see it.
Yeah.
So, Kelly went to celebrate with Candice and Molina because they're really good friends in real life. And Candice and Michelle attacked Kelly. Though, okay, the one thing I hate about the 24/7 championship is how easy people get beaten. Like, oh, it aggravates me so much. Like Drake Maverick, when he lost to Pat Patterson, he literally tripped. Pat Patterson kicked him twice in the shoulder, and then he pinned him.
But then he's such a badass on 205, bro.
I know. It's and then here, Kelly got, like, slapped, and then, like, a punch to her back, and then she got pinned. I'm like, what? And then Alundra Blaze, he got Candice in, like, a chokehold, which wasn't even good. And then Candice was, like, pretending she couldn't breathe. Like, it was so cringy.
Yeah, it was not my favorite segment.
I didn't know who it was at first. So I wrote, who the hell won it? Sunny or Alundra Blaze?
Bro, you didn't tell it was Alundra Blaze?
I couldn't tell.
They wouldn't bring back Sunny.
I know.
Why would they bring... You know they wouldn't bring her back.
I know, but I don't know. Couldn't tell.
That's how it
be sometimes. After that, we moved on to match number 5, Rey Mysterio, a legend in his own right, against Sami Zayn, with Jonathan Coachman on commentary. I forgot he was a thing.
Another person that I'm surprised he wanted to work with, or he agreed to go on the fucking thing with Corey Graves.
I'm surprised anyone wants to work with Corey. I don't even think anyone needs to. I think Corey could carry it on his own.
I mean, he's good on commentary. I'm not saying that Corey's a bad commentator, but like,
he's
I
kind
guess
of a bad
just
person.
pissed off the wrong people.
Yeah. So I wrote in my notes. It was Alundra Blaze because she came out, and I knew for sure then. Uh, the fans gave such a big pop to just seeing the championship. Like, it was probably like one of the bigger pops of the night. It was just the title. The fans love it. I mean, it's literally the best thing in WWE. It's the best like consistent thing. It's just entertainment. That's what wrestling is. It's entertainment, and we're getting it.
Yeah, it's honestly super fun. It's my favorite title right now that's being defended.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I just
it's
really
really
like it.
good.
It's super hilarious. It's like comedic relief kind of,
Especially
but
R-Truth. I'm so
like
glad R-Truth is like actually getting his moment to shine. That's the
yeah.
best part about this.
This sometimes it makes me sad though, because it sucks that Santino retired. Because Santino would be perfect with this.
I know.
Like
Santino and
he could do.
R-Truth.
Yeah, if he would have just not retired, like I get it, he had retired. I mean, he
Injuries, yeah.
retired due to yeah, so I get it. But like, how amazing it would be to be a part of this with Santino would be hilarious.
Yeah. So the match then officially got underway after we got some more of that, and then it was the first real move was Sami Zayn hit a power bomb to Rey Mysterio,
Was
and
it the what do they
it
call
was
it? The Blue Thunder Bomb? Is that what it is? Is that
I
what it
don't
was?
think I think it was just a regular power bomb. I think he caught Rey Mysterio or something, and he just hit a power bomb.
Mm.
I don't think he hit the Blue Thunder,
I feel like it's been a while
but
since I've seen Blue Thunder.
yeah, I mean he doesn't really hit his finishers because he kind of loses every week.
That's true.
He's kind of turning into Heath Slater.
Yeah.
All the legends screwed him just like they did Heath Slater that one time.
Yeah. It's
The the first legend that came out, I actually didn't know he was coming. RVD, that was crazy.
it was a
'Cause,
little bit just because he did recently just re-signed with Impact.
yeah, that was the weird part about it. Cause I knew he was in Impact because I've seen him like in matches, and I'm like I thought it was like a 2-year deal or something, and he appeared. Cause I get they're not really rivals anymore because TNA's just trying to survive mostly.
Yeah.
Or Impact, damn it. Impact's just trying to survive. So, I get there's no real, like, bad blood, I guess, between the two.
As much as there
But,
used to be.
yeah, that was really weird. It was awesome to see him, because he is one of my favorites. And then Sergeant Slaughter came out, Hurricane,
The
and
Hurricane.
Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, I don't know, I'm just not excited to see him anymore.
It's just the way that he ended his
I
career.
feel, yeah, his last run was really disappointing. Like, the last year of his career was really disappointing.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I mean, I don't hate him. I do love him. He's great,
Yeah,
but the way he ended his career was kind of like, nah, okay.
yeah. So,
So this is why I'm kind of like skeptical when it comes to like them keeping Undertaker in matches. They keep putting him in matches they shouldn't be in.
yeah,
They'll kill him,
I agree.
you know. So that's why I'm like, this could happen to anybody, any legend that they think, oh, let's keep doing this. Like,
True.
you know. So I just hope.
I
I
hope
mean, like I said,
Undertaker
I'm
has,
still.
like, a swan song at the end to just completely retire on a good note.
Yeah. If he does get a last match, just do it at WrestleMania.
Against Sting.
Let him. If that happens, that happens. I'm down. And Sting would have to lose at Mania again.
I mean, Sting. Did Sting even win a match?
He won one
Okay,
against
so
Big
it
Show.
wouldn't hurt him.
He's a Hall of Famer. That's all that
Yeah, it's
matters.
fine. Undertaker's not yet, so you could still give it to him.
That's true.
Rey Mysterio then got up to the top rope. I was really hoping he would do the Eddie Guerrero little like shoulder shuffle,
Mm.
but he
He pointed
did
at
RVD's signature and then hit the 5-star frog splash, which, I mean, he does it well. He's small. He's athletic. It works. So props to Ray for being in insane shape at like mid-40s.
He's killing it.
He is. I swear he's just as good as when he left. Like in like 2011 or whenever he left. 2012.
Yeah.
I swear he's just as good. But
he's killing it.
Yeah. Would you like to talk about the segments afterwards?
All right.
Oh, wait, match rating. Just because we saw the legends, I'm gonna give it a 3. Because it made the match more interesting. But
same.
I feel bad for Sammy.
Yeah. So after this match, we get a segment where a limo rolls up. At first, I thought it was gonna be Vince. He shows up. It would make sense. But then I looked through, when the door opened, I looked through the crack, I saw white hair, like hella white hair, so I'm like, it's my boy. This Ric Flair.
Doink the Clown. Oh.
Bro, come on, man. Don't do my guy Doink like that.
Which one?
But, I don't know.
All 5 of them?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Doink.
But, yeah, R.I.P. my guy. The original Doink. But anyway, Rick comes through. Rick had a cut in his head? I wasn't paying attention to that.
It was the top corner. Does this man never not bleed? Like, he had like a cut just like on the top left of his forehead. It was like a cross. Like, it wasn't bleeding, but it was like a scar, I guess. I don't know, like a recent wound.
So he probably hurt himself.
It's crazy. It's every time he just bleeds.
Yeah. I mean, he's a legend. He's kind of known for. I mean, as much as you want him, he's kind of known like when he in his older in the latter stage of his career. Yeah, he was known to get extreme.
Yeah.
Be a legend. So, hey man, it's the reunion. He came back extreme.
Good for him. I mean, I was happy to see him.
Yeah. So we get the boys, Street Profits. We got here Montez Ford singing. Yeah, he's got a decent voice.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's there.
I could get behind it.
Yeah, singing career.
I could listen to his album.
Yeah, I wouldn't give it 5 stars, but it's there.
Workout music.
But then Ford, but Ford finds Dawkins. He's all sick, apparently. Dawkins chilled with RVD. They smoked some weed. They didn't say that, but they smoked some weed. Mark Henry was in there too. He was smoking with Kelly. Apparently Rick was even in there. Even though he just arrived, he was there. Got interrupted by the boogeyman. And all this happening. Yeah. It was kind of weird. When Boogeyman showed up, apparently, according to Dawkins. And I feel like Montez Ford didn't believe him, but at the same time he did, because he wanted to be a part of it. And then all of a sudden, Godfather gives him a call. Gives Dawkins a call. And Dawkins goes, yo, man, it's the Godfather. I gotta answer this. And Montez Ford's just in there like, bruh.
What did I get into?
All that? And,
so we know Dawkins is the popular one.
Yeah. But it was absolutely hilarious. That segment was funny.
Street Profits are great.
Literally,
I can't wait for them to actually wrestle.
When they start wrestling, it's gonna be fun. But so Alundra Blaze. So we move on to the next segment. Alundra Blaze comes out, and this may be the Raw reunion, but we're having a classic WCW moment. We're about to do the Alundra Blaze tosses the championship in the trash segment from WCW. I was like, bruh, they're about to kill off the 24/7 championship.
Replace it with the hardcore championship.
I would have been down. But out of nowhere, Ted DiBiase,
The $1 million man.
legend, coming out, says everybody's got a price. DiBiase buys the title off of Alundra Blaze for, if those were all the hundreds,
That was
that's
a few
decent cash.
thousand, yeah.
It's decent cash.
Probably about
So,
10
but
grand.
then DiBiase has the championship now. He's champion, just like he bought the title from Andre back in the day. So now he's champion. And my favorite, his laugh is iconic.
It is. I don't know how he does it so well.
It's just, even now that he's old and he doesn't have his voice
It's
like he
even
used to,
better
he
now,
still
though.
kills it.
It's like
It's true.
it's like a deeper, raspier one, but it works perfectly.
It's just, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And then the next guest commentator, and it's the first one that doesn't have beef with Corey Graves. It's Jerry
But
the
he does
King
with Michael
Lawler.
Cole.
A little bit, but it's fine. They had a match at WrestleMania. We all know that story.
It was great. It was
But
the best segment on WrestleMania.
yeah. You know, give me a hell yeah for that.
Hell
But-
yeah.
Hell yeah. But Jerry the King Lawler is the next guest commentator for the match in which, if you would like to talk about, AJ versus Seth Rollins.
Yes, I shall. So it was, again, Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. I wrote again, I do not like the club's name, the OC, that...
It's tragic.
I'm not gonna lie. I did fall asleep at the start of this match. I was watching it really late at night. There was a lot of notes to keep up with. But I think it was more grappling, I'd assume, from the two of them at the start of the match.
Yeah.
Okay, then AJ hit Seth on the apron, which knocked Seth to the outside. And then DX came out. It was just Triple H and Shawn Michaels. They came out by Seth Rollins' side. They were sitting on the sideline. Then we go to commercial. We come back. There's a blockbuster from Seth. And then he goes for that top rope knee, but you could tell he missed, and it was like a glancing hit. But the super kick did indeed hit. And then I think he was getting ready for the curb stomp. Gallows and Anderson decided, nah, we ain't having none of that. And then they interfered, which meant Seth Rollins won the match. I'm going to give it a 2, just because it was short. That's pretty much it.
I'll give it a 2.5 because DX was there.
True. And then we had Triple H and Shawn Michaels help Seth Rollins. And then AJ, Gallows, and Anderson all grabbed chairs. They surrounded them. And we heard the, "Oh, you didn't know." Can I get copyrighted for that?
No.
Okay, good. And then...
You don't sing like Road Dogg.
Oh, yeah? Try me again.
Yeah.
"Oh, you didn't know." Nailed it.
Oh no.
And then...
This is tragic.
And then Road Dogg, X-Pac, Kevin Nash, and Razor Ramon came out. They actually cut a really good promo. Road Dogg's obviously one of the best on the mic as well. The part where he said he turned his left, he's like, "Crap, we forgot Billy Gunn."
Yeah.
That was really good.
I was kind of sad that Billy wasn't there.
I'm surprised they even mentioned him.
He's working for AEW,
Yeah, I
so
know.
that's kind of why. Did you
I'm surprised
watched
they
the Hall of
mentioned
Fame, right?
I did.
Now that you saw the DX one, right?
Yeah.
I didn't catch this for some reason. I don't know how I didn't. But did you catch the part where Triple H is like, Vince is gonna buy that company of yours, and he's just gonna buy it so he can fire your ass again? And I was like, bruh.
No, I didn't see. I
just-
didn't catch that part. I knew
That
he
was
mentioned
amazing.
AEW, but I didn't see what he said.
I'm just like, bruh. I didn't know that happened. I found it hilarious when I saw it.
That's crazy. But so did you see it wasn't supposed to be Seth in this position? Did you
Was
see
it
that?
not?
It was supposed to be Ricochet, but he had an elbow infection.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I heard about
that
that.
would have helped him so much. I feel like that would have been like the moment of his career.
Yeah,
I feel bad for
but he
him.
had to get injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. It would have been great. I honestly feel like, because obviously it makes sense because he's a part of that
With the
rivalry,
yeah,
and hopefully
Seth was
they
kind of
still
just
have that
thrown in there.
match. Hopefully Ricochet still gets that match at SummerSlam. This shouldn't kill it. Um,
Yeah. It was just an
but
elbow
it does.
infection, so I don't think it's gonna last over 2 weeks.
Yeah, but
But
hopefully it just kind of says that he was supposed to be a part of this and didn't get to. I mean, I'm not
yeah,
saying that Seth Rollins isn't deserving of the spot, but Ricochet definitely could have got a lot more out of it.
I agree. So we went. Seth Rollins did the, and if you're not down for that, I got 2 words for you. It's just not the same as Shawn or Billy Gunn or no, don't do that again. Don't do that.
Yeah, he's got a weird voice. There's a word.
It was like his voice was like shaky when he was doing it because he's not used to doing it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yell
we
pretty hard to do it. So.
yeah, we went backstage, saw Mark Henry and Mick Foley, and it was not the only time we've seen Mick Foley. Ooh, that was exciting. Um, Drake Maverick once again is the 24/7 champion. This is the 8th title change on the night in about 2 hours or so.
Yeah.
He pinned Ted DiBiase in a limo, I believe.
Yes, he beat his butt in a limo.
And I wrote again, this has been really difficult. I've never struggled so much keeping up with notes. I had to go back a few times just to like perfectly get everything. Because it was like every 5 seconds something else was happening. But Mick Foley went out to the ring to cut a promo. He said he wants that 24/7 championship. Drake Maverick ran around. He's like, I'm going to get my hands on it by the end of the night. He did not. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
That's
that run
not
that
a
he's
prediction. It's a spoiler.
Yeah. That run that he did to get to the title.
He's like, come here.
Was so.
I'll get him next time.
It was hilarious.
And then Mick Foley continued his promo. The lights flickered, went out one at a time. The lights came back on. Bray frickin' Wyatt was standing in there and did the, what's it called? Manimal? Manimal claw?
Mandible claw.
Yeah. Hit that on Mick Foley. And I said he is officially the creepiest character in WWE history. I have not been, like, terrified of someone's look in probably years. Probably since Kane came back.
Oh, I want to.
That was creepy. When Kane came back in, like, 2000, what was it, 12? 13? He was creepy. But I honestly think he's the creepiest. Like, I just don't see who can surpass that. With his laugh, too, and just, like, all the lights and everything, his face. Oh, God.
He better get a title shot soon.
Yeah, I was hoping for SummerSlam, but we know what happened there. We'll talk about that in tonight's video. So we moved on to a moment of bliss with Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross. Okay, so in my notes somewhere, I didn't mention it a lot, but I said I really hate Nikki.
Yeah, you mentioned it like twice, I think.
4 times.
Just a couple times.
5 times. 6 times.
6 times, a little bit more than that.
Oh my, she's so bad. Give her the sanity. Don't have her talk anymore. Just stop.
Oh, sanity isn't a thing anymore.
I know. Her and Eric Young win the tag team championships at Mania. She's so bad. Alexa's so good, and then it just gets ruined. So Becky Lynch came out, and then straight away Natalya came out. I said I hate my life in that current moment. It showed a recap of Raw when Natalya won the Fatal 4-Way. I wrote Nikki still sucks, even though she had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
My next note is I hate this so much I don't even want to take notes. Where's Sasha when you need her?
Yeah.
I'm skipping this match. I'm gonna purposely wait to watch SummerSlam just so I can skip this match. Like, I don't care at all. Like, I've never been so not interested in anything. Oh my god, it's so bad.
It's kind of bad. I mean, it's like they're not good with each other. They know how to work each other. Doesn't seem legit that they're actual.
Natalia's
It's
just so
actually a
cringy.
rivalry. Yeah.
Becky she's okay, but she's getting cringy to me too. Nikki, F off. Like, nobody wants you here.
Yeah, that should have ended.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that anymore. We go backstage again to the 24/7 championship. R-Truth walks out the champion once again, and he leaves in the limo with Renee, Drake Maverick's wife. His dive into the limo was sick. Like, he nailed that dive.
Perfect.
I know, it was perfect.
It was amazing.
So, and then Drake Maverick's like, "Honey, don't worry, we're gonna get it back." And then he looks up and it was Carmella. He's like, "My wife." It's just funny seeing him here and then seeing him on 205. It's just completely like a different person.
It's absolutely weird. Like, Drake on 205 is a badass. Drake on Raw or SmackDown, he's there. He's a comedic relief. I don't know.
Yeah.
So then, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's such a weird like switch up. And then we got match 7, the main event of the night, which deservedly the main event, the best match of the night. Braun Strowman versus Randy Rowe.
It was close.
It was
I
a
honestly
really
believe
close
they could have gone
match.
either way.
I thought Randy was gonna win like a good 6-7 times. Like, it was tooth and nail fighting. But Braun won, and it was about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But close match. Really good effort by Randy Rowe. I'm going to give this match a 6 out of 4.
I'm giving it a 10 out of 7.
Okay, yeah, cool. And then, should I just continue, or do you want to talk about the ending?
This ending was perfect.
I completely agree.
We'll get to it. So we start off with Ric Flair coming out. We were promised this toast at the end of the night.
There's no
advertised
toast,
Shawn. We were advertised Shawn, Rick, Steve, or Stone Cold, and one more. Or was that all? One more person was advertised.
It was Shawn, Hulk, Stone, and Rick.
Oh yeah, Hulk Hogan. But first legend come out is Rick. Legends come out, the rest of them, the ones that we've been seeing all night, throughout the night. Again, we don't know why Alicia Fox was with them. I mean, yeah, we don't know. I'm not even gonna try to make it seem like I like her. I don't know why she's there. But whatever, it's just a small thing. I got over it. Hulk Hogan comes out, legend. This is his first appearance on Raw since when?
I think it's I don't think he appeared on Raw since before the whole incident.
Is it? Because I know he had appearance at Mania.
He had a pay-per-view.
He appeared at
appearance.
Super Showdown.
Yeah, I don't think he was on Raw ever. Like, probably 4 or 5 years.
So it's been a bit since he's been on Raw. It's his appearance back. It's pretty cool to see the Hulkster.
That is.
Hulk Hogan. Is he ever going to age? He's old. He was there.
He is. I swear he's looked the same since 2002.
Yeah. I mean, he has no hair though, so at least you know that.
It's insane.
I mean, he's old. He's getting there. You do know that hair that he has is a wig, right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's getting there. I mean,
He's
but he does
65.
look the same for the last couple. Is he?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. He was there at WrestleMania 1. We're on
Yeah.
36 this year, or 35.
36.
So 36 coming up. He looks great though. Like, in all
He
honesty,
does.
you're right. Like, ever since he came back, I mean, does he look like back in the day when it was the Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus Rock match?
No, not at all.
No.
But
But ever since he came back originally, when was it? 2013? That's what it was? 2012? 2013?
yeah, it was at the Superdome.
WrestleMania 30.
Yeah,
5
the
years
one
ago.
Daniel Bryan one.
So 2014.
Yep.
Around there. So he's looked the same for the last couple of years, and he's stayed in shape. I mean, is he ripped? No, but he's looking good. He's looking healthy. Definitely looking like he'll be around for a lot longer.
He's the Hulkster, brother. What you gonna
He's
do?
the Hulkster. Hulkamania runs wild. But then we got one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. His music is amazing. His entrance, he's always a badass. Of course, I'm talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin. I've missed this guy, man.
Legend.
He hasn't been on a Raw. He hasn't been anywhere in a long time. And I've missed this guy. Like, just to hear the pop from the crowd when the glass shatters, and it's just like,
Yeah, it was
so iconic. It just feels great.
Gives you goosebumps.
Like, I honestly didn't think he was coming out for a second. Like when, what was it? Hulk Hogan was done talking. I think Hulk Hogan's music hit, and I was like, "Is Stone Cold not coming out?" I was like, "Hello."
I just hoped it wasn't a thing like Ric Flair's birthday, where Batista attacked him backstage and then someone attacked Stone Cold. That would have sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have been so pissed.
Hell yeah. That would have been. I mean, because
this segment was the
been...
highest rated. Like, had the most viewers in WWE this year at any point.
It's son of a bitch. I got beer in my eyes.
That he should have said that.
He should have. It would have been funny.
Cause he hit the beers together and he poured it, but it was like all in his eyes. He was just like wiping his eyes.
It was hilarious. He's got his own. It's his own beer, right? That's his beer.
Yeah, I think so.
Apparently
It came in a container with his face on it.
Yeah, apparently he wasn't supposed to open that cooler. That was just for the people when we get to the part, but when he calls down all the other legends, that's for them. But he was like, "I'm gonna crack this open. What's in here?" Oh,
care.
I was like, "Is he really gonna grab them?" And then he realizes, "Oh, I'm gonna catch these." And then it's back to the classic. Hulk Hogan, what? Stone Cold, best promo of his career. It's
I don't know
up there.
about his career.
It's up there. If we're talking non-wrestling promo, it's his best.
In terms of, you can tell it was unscripted. You can tell they trust Stone Cold to just go ham on a promo. So I think that made it even better. I think it was one of the best unscripted promos that Legends have had. Because you could tell, like, people like Cena aren't scripted, The Rock isn't scripted. Like, they give creative control to them. So, I think it was definitely one of the best of the year.
Yeah. But it was so from the heart.
Yeah,
Stone Cold.
You could tell. WWE means
it meant a lot
everything
to him.
him.
You know, this is his home. You know, a lot of times people just say it because, you know, oh, this is my home, this is it. But for some people, it really does mean that. And for, actually, you know, not some, a lot. It really does mean this is home. This is where their career started and their career ended.
Where their life, like, went for the better.
Like, this is what they love to do, and they were happy to do it with this company for the amount of years that they did it. And
the part where he was like, I wouldn't leave WWE for another company like ever, and just made it seem like all the people on that stage, well, most of them, because some went to other companies, but like most of them were like so loyal and like they don't want to go anywhere else. This is their home, like you said. It just made it
Yeah.
even better.
So it was super cool. And the stories that he was telling about how he was with
Ron
was it
Simmons.
Ron Simmons and all them. He was like, "Oh, I saw Ron Simmons after I got out the elevator and all this." It
I
just
beat
seemed
him
like he
to
was
it.
so happy.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah. He just
He called
seems
them all
so
brothers
happy.
and sisters.
Like this is a side of Stone Cold that I'm not mad at seeing, because we all know him as
We
the
never see
badass.
it. Yeah.
We all know him as Stone Cold Steve Austin, the badass who won 3 Royal Rumbles, multi-time world champion, had the best rivalry of all time against Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
You know, so it's weird. It wasn't. It was, in my opinion, when we saw it and this side of him, it seemed really cool because this showed how much it really meant to him. And he got to see all his friends again, all of these old schoolers, and he got to reminisce in the memories, you know.
Yeah. Very true.
So it was, it definitely, shows how much this company has grown. Has it been its best every time, every year? No, but it's
But
getting there.
these
It's
are the
getting
moments
better.
we live for, though. Because, like, in
Yeah,
20 years' time, we're going to look back at people like Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, like all these, Daniel Bryan, and be like, dang, that was our, like, generation. Like, that's what we
that's what we
loved.
grew up on.
Yeah.
So it's just like I never even saw Stone Cold wrestle. I've never seen him wrestle live.
FC
Nothing.
was done, like, when we were, like, three, two or three.
He, he finished after that Survivor Series match, I believe is what it was, or
Yeah.
something like that. But I never saw him wrestle. I never got to. Um, but just looking back, me and you were never born in the Attitude Era. We
Yeah.
weren't alive during the Attitude Era, but
We
we
were
know
the
everything there is to know
ruthless
because of
aggression
how
era.
legendary. Yeah. We may not have been born during the Ruthless Aggression era, but we all knew how legendary that era was and how great it was. Watching those classic matches, especially with the WWE games back when they had
Yeah.
the Attitude Era game mode. Like that taught a lot of people a lot of new things about the Attitude Era. And now we went through the Ruthless Aggression era with names like John Cena, Randy Orton,
Shawn
Rey
Michaels.
Mysterio, Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels, all them in the Ruthless Aggression era, and now we're in the PG era, or what is it called?
The new
The,
era.
the new era. Now we're here, and each era has their each unique people, unique superstars
See,
that come through.
this is what I've been saying forever. Like, Attitude Era was all about characters. Like, it was, the fans loved the people. Like, it was like hardcore, the charismatic, just like everything about it was like really entertaining. Ruthless Aggression, we started getting better matches, and like not as many like crazy characters, but like it was still like really charismatic people. Like you knew who the top guys were. And now I feel like they've kind of gone away from like the character building side, and they're strictly focusing on the wrestling. Because you could go back and watch a Raw even from like 2006, 2007. Each match on the show is gonna be like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
And now the like even on pay-per-views they had like you could see, I don't even remember, like Jerry Lawler versus someone, and it would be like a 4 minute match. Now like NXT has like 30, 40 minute matches. WWE could have like 20, 30 minute matches. Like they're focusing more on building their superstars to produce the best possible matches instead of focusing on what would like the fans like to see out of each person. They're focusing more on the actual wrestling than the characters.
yeah. So this just all culminates into Stone Cold is right. We are a family. He looked right at the camera. It felt like he was looking at me.
I know. It was a special moment.
And he said, "We are family. You are our family. Everyone who has ever seen a WWE match is family. We grew up on this like we've been talking about, and they've been some great highs, really high highs, and really low lows at some point.
Yeah.
But we will always love the company. We will always have the company's back, and we will always want it to succeed. And it it honestly, it almost made me cry when he said this promo, because it makes you, like we've been saying, it allows you to understand where everyone is in this company.
Yeah.
Everyone loves this place. Everyone wants to work for this place. We are a unit that has been growing ever since
It
WrestleMania 1.
started. Yeah.
So, it's just really cool, and I really love this promo.
So it's also like, when did you start watching? Like, how old were you?
I'd say 7.
Okay, because I started when I was 4, around like early 2005. So it was just like, it's everything I remember. Like, I remember having like 400 action figures. It's like coming home from school, just playing with those, watching Raw and SmackDown. It was literally my childhood. Like, I'd play SmackDown versus Raw games, and like, Here Comes the Pain and everything. So like, as much like, no matter how bad it gets, I'm still with them. Like, I still want them to succeed. I want them to succeed more than every other thing because I grew up with them. So it's just like a special, like, case that we have because we've literally been watching it since we were children.
We grew up on this. I don't think I'll ever stop watching it unless if it gets thrown off the air. I don't care.
Yeah.
I will watch it till the day I die.
It's like a special bond you build from like a young age.
It's just, as much as, sometimes people say, oh, you watch that or all this, give it a try.
Yeah.
Like, give it a try.
Because once
if
you
it's
get
not
into the
WWE,
characters, then it's like, oh, you like him, I don't like him, I don't want him to succeed, I want him to be champion. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just special.
Give it a try. If you stopped watching and you only listen to people like us who talk about it, watch it again. Give it a try. Go and just watch the highlights that they post on the WWE YouTube channel.
Yeah, just that's
it may not be as great as it used to be when you watched. Maybe in your opinion it's not. But go back. It's getting better, and it will be better. So if you can, watch it. Get back into it. Don't care about what other people say that it's stupid, it's fake, or who cares? I've been watching it since I was 7. Klaus has been watching it since he was 4. We love it. We don't care what it's about. If it's fake, if it's real, if it's good, if it's bad. We're there, and we're watching every week. We don't care. Get back into it. It's some of the greatest. Sometimes it's some of the greatest, and sometimes it's some of the worst. If you have the opportunity, watch it.
Yeah, completely agree. So, what would you rate the show overall after everything we talked about?
7.5 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 7, because again, the matches weren't great, but just the overall experience, it was really good. It's still lower than Extreme Rules because I felt like I was more entertained because of the matches there. But just seeing everybody again is just like, it gave me goosebumps at some points. Like, just seeing people you haven't seen for like 10, 15 years, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it honestly was great. And Stone Cold's done something that I hope WWE follow through with. I hope they do this next year.
Yeah, I hope they make it a yearly thing. Yeah, that would be great.
Because it just felt so right that, we got to see them again. We hardly ever get to see legends, and then when we do, it's like the same legends,
Yeah.
So this allows we get to see you know, the Hurricane. You know, we get to see RVD come
RVD,
through. We get to see all these superstars
Ted
that,
DiBiase.
you know, aren't normally on shows, you know, like at WrestleMania or whatever, and we get to see them and we get to have fun because these are people who are
We
from
grew
our
up with.
childhood. So it's just great to see. So hopefully they do this every year.
Yeah. So anything else to add, or do you think we're good?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you to anybody that watches this. Let us know what you think of the Raw reunion. We thought it was a really good show. We will be posting our SmackDown live stream or live streaming SmackDown recap later tonight. So, yeah, I think that is all. Hope
Yeah.
everyone has a good rest of your day until later, I guess. Peace out, YouTube.
Adios.